Hey everybody, welcome back. Dr. Kristen Lloyd with Bariatric Mindset, author of Bariatric Mindset Success and Release Your Regain. And if you haven't already gotten this, it's on Amazon, and you don't have to have Regain to gain benefits from it. So today's topic, back on track, video 3, I want to talk about getting ready to get ready. So many people who are getting back on track fear self-sabotage, or will I ever get to goal, or I've stalled again, or I got way off track and starting to fall back into old habits. What can I do? And in video 1 and video 2, I went over a little bit of that. The next thing I want to suggest that you will see in the description below is a link to a free 4-week mini course that I have developed, constructed, created just for you about the basics and the importance of the basics. It was created originally for new bariatric patients to understand why the basics are so important, because I have found in the years of doing this that there are, unfortunately, many bariatric centers that tell people do this, do this, do this, do this, but don't really explain why. And so as you have surgery, you're excited, it's new, it's fresh, it's honeymoon, and you do the things that the surgeon and your surgeon's office recommended. But as you get farther away from surgery, again, habits start to wane, and then you forget, wait a minute, what am I supposed to be doing? What were the rules, and why did I have to follow those rules, and why were they important? And so this is not so much rule focused, but it's going to tell you why. And I feel that so many people benefit from why. Why do I need so much protein? Why do I need water? Why do I need to move my body? Why do I need supplements? Why are they important? Why do I want to get vegetables in? Why do I want to eat less processed foods? Why do I want to learn to cook? Why do I want to meal prep? Right? So these are things that are important for you to know, and you may already know them, but it would be a good refresher to understand. And some simple examples are that protein are the building blocks of muscle, and when you have protein, you stay fuller longer, you're less likely to graze, and it helps with muscle retention. So when you're losing weight, you are maintaining your muscle mass and not losing your muscle, which is very important for burning fat, right? I'm sure that you've heard that very simplistic phrase that the more muscle you have, the more fat you burn, right? So you want to maintain your muscle mass so that your body does, in fact, burn the fat, because that's what we want to do, is we want to burn fat. So protein is important, vegetables are important, and of course, healthy food is important. So learning how to eat healthily, creating lifestyle change, it's part of a pattern. So adopting healthy habits, right? What does that mean to you? What does adopting healthy habits mean? So it's going to mean different things for different people. And it could be the time that you eat, how frequently you eat, how you deal with stressors, emotions, difficult situations, how you deal with eating out, what you choose to eat when eating out, right? So all of these things habitually, right? Start with one thing, one step, and a decision. So what are you deciding? And yes, I've heard people say, oh, I can't stick with it, I gave into urges, and there's a lot there. So I'm just going to start simply that when you make a commitment, right, I want to let you know that that doesn't mean it's a light switch. You don't turn on the light switch and then have this expectation that you're going to change your behavior overnight or in a week. It does take time, and you've got to flex these habits, practice these habits to get better at it. So one of the things that I will tell my clients is, if you set a goal to achieve something 5 days this week, the goal was for 5 days, expect 3. And if you did 3, you're doing really good. But oftentimes, when people set a goal for 5 things, they expect to hit all 5. And that's where we go back into an all or nothing paradigm and beat ourselves up. Well, I missed day 4. I might as well just give up, right? Stop that. It's awful. And it puts you into this mentality of failure. You are not a failure. Pick yourself back up and keep going. So, and it's practice. And if you did 2 days, hey, 2 days are better than 0, right? If you did 3 days, 3 days are better than 0. So you've heard that other phrase, you're doing better than everybody who's sitting on the couch. So it's time to take action, right? Set a goal. And again, my suggestion for people is if you're doing over the 50% mark, high five, like you're doing fantastic. But again, the expectation is that you're going to hit perfection. You're not, I'm not, and very few people are. And if they are hitting that goal, chances are, and this is not negative thinking, but chances are, this is just knowing human psychology, right? Chances are that they might not be able to sustain that very long. So what we'll see is in week 3 or week 4, where somebody has been hitting a goal 5 days in a row from the get-go, that starts to decline. Not because they can't, but because they took too much on too soon. So with that said, it's important that you do start small. And yes, you want results, but it's also important to acknowledge your need and desire for instant gratification. Rome wasn't built in a day. Your body's not Amazon Prime. You're not going to get 2-day delivery on your size 2 or whatever it is that you want. So, and I say that with love. So please be patient with yourself, because this whole beating yourself up because you didn't achieve certain goals, it's unrealistic. It's literally unrealistic. But the more frequently that you keep reaching for your goals, and that you're like, great, I did 4 times this week. Great, I did 3 times this week. This was a rough week. I did 2, but you know what? I'm going to get up and I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to challenge myself to double it this next week. Awesome, I did 4. That is what life actually looks like. That's what life actually looks like for most people, is this zigzag. And that, my friends, is consistency. So we think consistency is this 5 days a week perfection, or, this idealistic trend. That is not consistency, because what happens is that decline if somebody's been overworked or burnt out. What is consistency is 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, maybe 5. Whoop, we're back down to 2 and we're at 3. And it kind of over the course of several weeks, when someone is consistent, it means that they're consistent over the course of several weeks, right? But if we have 5 days straight and then we don't do anything in terms of meal prep, meal planning, moving our bodies, we flatline, not literally, but our activity just stops, our progress stops. We may have been consistent for 5 days, but that's it. So really, the more that you are consistent over time is that you practice trying to be consistent every single week, going 2 days, 2 days, 2 days, 3 days, 2 days, 3 days, 2 days. And that is when the magic starts to happen. But if you have this intention of, I'm going to do all 7 days, or I'm going to hit this all or nothing, or, I'm doing it all. Most often people end up doing nothing because all seems very overwhelming. So again, for the love of all that is holy, take those 2 days, get excited about them, and try to do 2 days again next week. Maybe shoot for 3, and so on and so on and so on. And as the weeks progress, you'll start to see consistency. Your confidence will increase. You'll also potentially see some differences either in your body or your mood. And again, when you may even ask, well, what are you talking about? Are you talking about food? Are you talking about movement? I'm talking about all of it. I'm talking about whatever you have the capacity to work on. So maybe it is meal planning and meal prep, and you work on that for a couple weeks, and you're consistent with that. And then once you get a handle on that, then maybe you start to put in a workout. But in the very beginning, keep it simple. Walk around your house, walk around your basement, walk your dog, do a YouTube video. Simple, 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 simple. You do too much, you burn yourself out. So getting back on track is all about simplicity, being realistic, and knowing what you can handle. And that's where I want you to begin. So please take this information, apply it in your life, and start to look at how things will work for you. And if you're not quite ready to get back on track yet, again, check out Release Your Regain, check out my free 4-week course, because in this book, I talk about, yes, it's sciencey, the trans theoretical model of change, but it's used a lot in health, in health related situations. And basically it's about, one of the steps in here is getting ready to get ready. So getting ready to get ready is you starting to think about, okay, what is that going to look like? Which essentially is you planning inside here how you are thinking about maybe taking action, but you might not be ready to take action yet. And just the forethought of thinking about it gets your brain prepped for when you really are ready to take action. So please don't shame yourself if you know in your heart of hearts that you're not ready yet. It's okay. Use the step of getting ready to get ready and start there. That's what I've got for you this time. Look forward to seeing you in video 4. Lots of love. Don't forget the goodies in the 4-week training, and Release Your Regain is on Amazon. Grab a copy of that, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.